Welcome back to HPL. We saw our second game of the match, and Dog evened it up here against Superjj 1-1. So whoever wins the next match really got a leg up here in this one.
Yeah, both of them had blowout matches on both sides of the board now. Freeze Mage versus Warrior in Superjj's favor on game one. Of course, the Warrior side of that, able to pad their life total way out of reach of the Mage. And then in game two, Druid versus an aggressive Warlock deck. It's kind of one of the last places you want to be a Druid. If you don't have all the right cards at every step of the way, the game quickly gets out of control.
Yeah, and Superjj's hand was not, he never had a right card at any point in time. Pretty much his hand was not very good for the first 4 turns, and Dog just got to attack him with impunity. We're going to have to see what happens in game 3 because we're getting into that right now. Superjj versus Dog.
Yeah, again, kind of big adjustments we've been seeing from both players going a little bit opposite ends of the spectrum. Dog queuing up Druid here.
We got a mirror match.
Love it, but Superjj is going with Druid as well, so this matchup can get absolutely crazy. You know, a lot of times we see these lightning fast starts with stuff like Wild Growth and Innervate. Sometimes we have to see players playing a little bit more honest within their class.
Yeah, and speaking of Wild Growth, Innervate, Superjj has both in his opening hand, so it's going to be interesting to see if he keeps these with the Shade, because he can actually turn 1 a Shade, and then turn 2 Wild Growth, but he still has the coin as well, so he has a ton of options. He's going to keep this Ancient of Lore and try to get a very early Ancient of Lore.
Dog picks up Wild Growth too. This game is looking like a spicy one.
Yeah, I mean, Druid's great if you always have Wild Growth.
Yeah, I would love to always draw Wild Growth here, and Superjj actually just going to pass on turn 1, looking for turn 2 Wild Growth, and then a more explosive Ancient of Lore early in the game that you would typically expect. But Dog's curve is now filling up very nicely. He's got turn 3 Piloted Shredder and turn 4 Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, you're going to see Superjj take it a little slow here, but he's going to have huge implications later in the game. He's going to have a very early Ancient of Lore, and he's going to look to really push the game that way.
Yeah, Dog's going to have a swipe on turn 6 to help check some of this stuff too, but this may be a little bit earlier than than Dog anticipated. And Superjj even now picks up Sylvanas, so more options opened up for him across the board. That minion is so good when your opponent has played Piloted Shredder first, because it means that the minion's going to get summoned from Piloted Shredder, and then Sylvanas is going to steal a minion, almost guaranteeing value out of that card there. But he's just going to go with Ancient of Lore, it looks like. Wants to pick up his extra cards and find a few more options.
Yeah, he wants to pick these extra cards, hopefully find a 5-drop for himself. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for something good to do next turn, and the first card off the top of the deck is a Druid of the Claw.
Yeah, high draw density from Druid. They have, big cards they can play at pretty much every single step of the way. Both of these players have Ragnaros now, but Dog's the one with Big Game Hunter, so if it gets to that point, he's going to be the one who has the edge in this. But, straight away, I have to believe with turn 4 Ancient of Lore, I'm sorry, this is a turn 3 Ancient of Lore. I have to believe that Superjj is the one who's got a little bit of an edge right now.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of an edge, and Dog not having a Keeper of the Grove yet, he's not going to have an answer to the Sylvanas when it comes out as well, and that Sylvanas is going to spell a lot of problems for Dog.
Yeah, curious. Goes ahead and goes in top mode with this one. Honestly, I'd be okay with either one of these. If he charges into the Slime, it is going to be directly contested by the Piloted Shredder, but he does start to push through this, and sort of in this position right now, Dog's going to be able to swipe and clear this up kind of either way. So, kind of similar results that you're seeing, but this one is a little bit more dependent on Dog having the right answers, so I do like that he went for the taunt here instead.
Yeah, I like that Dog is choosing to clear the board here this turn. It's a great play for him because it's going to be able to take initiative away from Superjj here, and he's going to be able to play an Ancient of Lore, hopefully on a stable board here next turn.
Yeah, Dog leveraging his life total a little bit here, wants to keep that Slime around, gets a 3-2 to boot, so a little bit of initiative over to Dog in this game, but Superjj, no lack of reasonable responses here. Sylvanas is going to force Dog to do something about it this turn, but his turn 7's great as well. He can clear out Sylvanas with his life total and then follow it up with Druid of the Claw to maintain that initiative. So, this Sylvanas is kind of meant in this spot to take that initiative away from Dog, but Dog looks like he's ready to fight this Sylvanas battle. He just wants to go Ancient Lore straight away and start putting pressure over on Superjj.
Yeah, this is an interesting play from Dog here. I gotta believe he's going to attack this Sylvanas, use his life total as a resource here, finish off the Sylvanas with the board clear, and then use Druid of the Claw. But you know what? Dog is the Druid expert here, and he's going to draw some cards.
We consistently see this from Dog. If you take a look at his blowback historically, loves to just get minions on the board and then push for pressure in any way that he can. So the fact that he's kind of left this up to Superjj to maybe get an edge here, I mean, this is really much up his style. Big risk sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of a big risk, but the more I think about it, I see what Dog is doing. He's trying to end this game. He's trying to find Force of Nature and Savage Ward there with those draws, knowing that Superjj probably can't take care of his entire board this turn, and he's trying to kill him over the next turn. Because Superjj is at 20, and Dog has 3 minions in play right now. He's in jeopardy of dying very soon.
Yeah, something he doesn't realize, of course, is exactly what Superjj's range is here. Going to be able to capitalize on this in a number of ways. I mean, this will oftentimes yield initiative back over to Dog. He'll be able to get in some damage, but if Superjj plays his cards right here, this could easily go in his favor. But again, when your opponent has played this aggressively with their cards and they're playing into Sylvanas, you kind of find yourself in a position where you're thinking to yourself, What if he does have the right combinations of cards? So just going to innervate in Wrath here. He's going to trade this Sylvanas into the Ancient of Lore and then pick up this 3/2. So he's going to end up with 8 power on the board. Love this turn from Superjj. We're going to get this client fixed as soon as we can. It seems to be Druid is always a major issue with this particular client bug. But 8 power on the board. I mean, this is no joke. Dog finds himself on a major back foot here. But this turn looks pretty good for Ragnaros.
Yeah, I was going to say, we might see a YOLO Rag play this turn. It's not really, too much of a YOLO. Well, he might start off with Wrath and he has Innervate here. So there's a lot of options for him this turn. He has a ton of mana. He's got the full 10 this turn.
Yeah, I mean, the Wrath is going to clear out the 3/2, and then the Rag's going to have a 50-50 shot at clearing out this Ancient of Lore. If this succeeds, he could find himself in a major spot.
Yeah, I think Dog is somewhat okay with either one. He would obviously like the Ancient of Lore, but if he gets 8 damage in on Superjj, he does have Force of Nature, Druid of the Claw in his hand to actually get through a bunch of burst damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's important too, is the fact that how you leverage a Ragnaros in a certain spot makes a big difference. Oh, this is a major
If this goes
turn.
upstairs to Dog, this is going to be huge. Dog has the BGH. You saw Dog, cross his fingers there. Dog has the BGH here. Oh.
Wow, even picks up Savage Roar now. So you couple this with the Sylvanas or the Druid of the
attack
Claw.
here with this Druid of the Claw.
Yeah, I mean, this is a major turn now for Dog. I mean, how on earth is Superjj going to check both of these minions without really using his life total? Would love to see a charge here and put a lot of pressure onto Superjj, but how can you turn down Sylvanas? I mean, this is a perfect mana curve, and also, if your opponent doesn't have a perfect answer to this, you're smooth sailing from here.
Yeah, there's a couple options for him here. Druid of the Claw, if he has Swipe, he gets to swipe your Druid of the Claw, but then he has to use his hero power into your BGH to finish that off if he doesn't have something like a Sludge Belcher. But Dog might be playing around the fact that he might have Sludge Belcher and be able to clear it out with the front half of the Sylvanas.
Yeah, I don't know how Superjj actually, really efficiently picks this up. He's got Swipe to clear some of this out, but after that, what can he couple this with? He's either going to leave behind a 4/1 big game hunter, or he's going to find himself in a position where Dog is able to dictate how this pressure rolls through board tension.
Yeah, I mean, he has a Keeper of the Grove to answer the Sylvanas if he wants to, but I believe if he does that, he has to Sludge Belcher here in his own mind, because you know that Dog is pushing for lethal here over the next turn or two.
Yeah.
There's a very good chance that you're going to die just from a Force of Nature or just a Savage Roar, and Dog has both.
Yeah, Sludge Belcher will protect him from dying this turn, I believe, even if both of these threats are left on board. If I'm counting correctly, you can use, it's 6 from the big game hunter, 2 from the face, and then he's got 8 plus 7 left over. The Sylvanas will be at 7 power, so he would stay alive through that turn, but I mean, this is tough. You can only sacrifice so many things coming into these positions as well, but Dog, he's the one that's kind of running out of cards here first, so if Superjj can put him in a position where he has to invest into the board to clear things instead of just outright killing him, that's great for him.
Yeah, I think he's okay with the fact that he's running out of cards here, since he's played the game in the way that he likes to, in the way that he wants to. We've said this time and again with Dog, he's just trying to find reusable points of damage for his Druid deck here.
Yeah, so we're going to go with Keeper of the Grove, clearing out that minion. And a Dog here, I mean, a couple more minions to play with this. I would suspect this isn't going to be a Force Nature Savage Roar turn, because Sylvanas on a board like this is so scary, because he can hide it behind that taunt and really put a lot of pressure on Superjj to answer that Sylvanas before he can develop any further.
Yeah, he can hide it behind this taunt, and he can play a Shade next round turn and weave in a hero power. This could be a very, very good turn for Dog here. He's going to weigh his options, though, figure out how much damage he can do the next turn. He's getting a little bit of a view into Superjj's hand. He does have 5 cards, but he's starting to understand where Superjj is coming from this game, and he knows that JJ has to be really defensive here over the next turn.
Yeah, what actually still in this position is still, once again, wouldn't mind seeing a charge totally from Dog's side of the board, just to make sure that you're clearing out things when you can. Players have tended to favor taunts at pretty much every step of the way. Cannot blame them either. I mean, 2 extra health can make a massive difference when you're fighting this heavily for board position.
Yeah, you've seen Dog kind of play around Swipe here a bunch in this game, so there's a chance he does it again. But as you said, if he charges it here, it's not a bad play either. We like that one as well.
I'm going to go with the Shade next Ramus, so that Shade will, at every single step of the way now, begin to threaten Superjj, coupled with Force Nature and Savage Roar. It's really tough to put your opponent on that exact range, though, when they only have 2 cards left in their hand.
Yeah, and I like this attack. Ooh, Force of Nature Savage Roar now in Superjj's hand.
Now, this is a really tricky turn, too. I mean, he's got to balance everything perfectly. He can't really afford to take too much more damage by leveraging his own hero power, but he's kind of running short on tools, honestly. It looks like, this looks to me like it's going to end up being a Force of Nature turn.
Yeah, I mean, since he has the second Force of Nature.
Oh, no. I forgot the slime is going to stick around and deal 1 extra damage to Sylvanas.
It's okay. But, yeah, he's going to get a Pilot Shredder and a hero power out of this. Dog is left with just Force of Nature Savage Roar.
Yeah, this is actually really now a very good position for Superjj. I mean, he's threatening very close to lethal here in the coming turns, so it's going to be a matter of whether or not Dog can close this out, or Superjj is going to be able to have enough time to find his big combo turns. Oh, double Savage Roar. Can you imagine if he had an innervate with that? He's got 14. He's got 19 damage this turn rolling forward. So it looks like he's just going to go for it.
Yeah, because he has a Savage Roar in his hand. He's going to be able to deal extra damage next turn as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 3 points of damage with the Savage Roar, so really putting a lot of pressure on Superjj now. I mean, there could be some great draws from him, but the pressure is really on. Down to 2, he can go up to 3 with hero power, but again, Savage Roar is perfect for that. Superjj has to trade with his Shady Nexramas, and he's nowhere close to lethal this turn.
Yeah,
he needs a taunt.
Yeah, he needs a taunt this turn, or he's going to die from the Savage Roar next turn from Dog. And Superjj did not get it. His hand is double Shade of Nexramas, double Force of Nature, Savage Roar, but it's not going to be good enough from here.
He recognizes he needs that taunt straight away.
Well, yeah,
something like Vitality Totem could save him too. I mean, there's a couple drops here, and that is not going to do it. Superjj going to put the minions he can on board, but Dog having just enough damage to close this game out. What a match. What a game this has been, and what a match this has been too. Finally, we get to see this big back and forth game and Dog getting the better of Superjj.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head there. I asked for it. I asked for a good old-fashioned just beat down between these two players, back and forth, and you know what? We got it here this game. Dog showing his mastery of Druid. Once again, though, winning this mirror match against his teammate, Superjj, moving up to 2-1 here in this match. It is now match point for Dog. Superjj needs 2 straight.
Yeah, Dog fighting at every step of the way to keep initiative on board so that he could apply that pressure as he saw fit. And at the end, when someone has exact damage after they've expended every single one of their resources, that's such a beautiful thing to watch happen.
Oh, absolutely. It was great played on both sides. You just saw JJ not have enough there at the end to prevent Dog from comboing him out. And you know what? It was just a great game between both of them. Dog was very, very aggressive in the mid to late game, and you saw it actually pick up a win for him there. We've talked about this before. When he plays Druid, he tries to stick a minion to the board for more than a turn and get that reusable source of damage. That way, if he gets in a few extra points of damage, his combo's going to kill you that much sooner.
Yeah, a really big talking point is when he created that board tension against a Sylvanas rather than trying to answer the Sylvanas straight away. That's like the mark of an excellent player, is when they're able to understand those circumstances and kind of see how the next few turns are going to unfold to really make the best decision possible. If you guys want to take a look at how this game panned out, you can head over to pvplive.net and see for yourself. There's full stats breakdowns, recaps of those games, everything that you want to know about these players, the strategies they use, and how they play them. When we come back, Dog is on match point, and Superjj is going to need 2 straight as Complexity faces off. Don't go anywhere, guys. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.